Hello, everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode 2 of Gehenna Academy. I am very glad to have you all back this week after our most stellar premiere. To anyone that is watching, welcome back, and to any new viewers, I hope you enjoy the show. Doing it before, like I do before every stream, I would just like to give a content warning to anyone that's watching it. This show will contain sexual contents, drama, psychological horror, blood, gore, violence, language, the likes. If we were to give it a rating, it would be rated R. So if it's not your thing, completely understand. Maybe watch some of the other content we have on our channel. We have a lot of stuff to offer that isn't particularly Gehenna Academy. But if you know what you're getting yourselves into, or you're ready to take the plunge, might as well just start and go away. Before I begin, though, it is my great pleasure to, once again, for the second time, introduce my lovely cast. If they remember the order to introduce themselves, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I am Rina, playing as Ivy tonight. Ivy is a really awkward mortal who had really awkward moments with Isaac. So let's see more of those contents, shall we? Who's next?
That would be me. Hi, my name is Noordin. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me online at Werewolf Fields, and today I'm playing Neal, the ghost. His pronouns are also he, him. He is, as we learned last episode, he was hanged to death. So this was going to be great. Everything's going to be great. There is a difference if you watch the previous episode. We did end up clearing traumatized because we decided his relationship with Samir kind of validated it. But that's not going to last for long, so don't worry about it.
Hey, I am Shauntelle. You can find me at Shauntelle B on Twitter. Tonight I will be playing Melody, the Fae, who is completely oblivious to the fact that another Fae has been killed.
Oblivious for now. Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer, and I am playing Arden, the Wyrm, who uses any pronouns. Arden just found a dead body hanging from the school, so that's not great for them.
Nope.
Hi everybody. Hi everybody. I'm Christopher Colón, or Chris Colón, and I'm playing Isaac, the Queen, and I'm suspect number 1, so I have to cover my ass. But at the moment, I don't know anything, and I'm in the library.
Awesome, and I will be your storyteller today, Nick Francia. My pronouns are he, him. And yeah, well, let's get right into it. I'll plug all the stuff that Gehenna has coming on. We have some awesome series that just premiered this past week, and awesome one-shot coming up, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Just a readiness check to our players. Are you ready to descend into our latest chapter? Awesome.
No.
No. Well,
I'm scared.
Maybe.
Buckle up, we're going in anyway. So begins Chapter 2, Phantasmagoria. We come to the school library. The same library that many conversations before in episode 1 had. A lot of dark dealings as well, as we are left with 3 people in this library. Isaac, Melody, and of course, Professor Astoria Gray. The professor is kind of rummaging behind the counter, as if she's looking for something, before bringing up a large tome and placing it onto the counter. Isaac, I do believe this is what you're looking for.
I believe so, exactly what I'm looking for. Remind me again where it came from?
Oh, well, this is the annotated version, of course. We can't have students such as yourselves delving into such matters, I should say.
Of course.
What is it?
It's a tome on advanced forbidden magic. Mainly those dealing with life and death itself. You see, Isaac is writing a paper on it.
Yeah, I specifically am writing a paper for one of my classes, specifically other realm studies. I thought it would help with it.
And for someone
Other realms.
at that of the class, why wouldn't I? And you, Melody, I believe you were also here for some knowledge as well.
Yes.
These...
How would I get a hellhound?
The planar binding of otherworldly spirits into physical form, into our realm. It's advanced. Not as advanced as, say, the taste of some of our students here, but still fairly advanced. Tell me, Melody, have you ever done any binding in the past?
I don't think the same kind that you're talking about.
Yes, it's very, very dangerous stuff, messing with the world of the other. The spirit world, that is. The other is just the more esoteric name we used to call it. Hellhounds are... well, they're no easy domestication, that's for sure. You're talking about taking a spirit that lives nothing more than to be angered and live to serve. It's some volatile stuff. Even a fae such as yourself would have some trouble with it.
Does that mean I can't?
No, you are an adult. I can't stop you from doing anything. I'm merely cautioning you. That is all. I would love to see you excel at this. Spell casting of this level would even trump some of our brightest minds here.
Some of them.
Oh, maybe if not most of them.
And what's your paper on, Isaac?
Primarily, I was looking into the spiritual realm, where souls are lost or can be found. Primarily, it's just a standard paper, the whole body intro, body conclusion, and just the realm of studies. So I was just gonna just bang
just
it out.
theoretical, I'm sure.
Isaac, we're in the same class. I take other realms.
Well, if you read the syllabus towards the end of the semester, which is pretty soon, I kind of was behind on the paper, so I'm just trying to finish that up. I don't want any work.
Melody, you would know... well, actually, I'm going to ask you a truthful question. Has Melody read over the syllabus?
She'd have glanced at it.
Ooh, you know that there's some sort of project at the end, so you're not sure if Isaac is lying or not to you.
Well, good luck with your hellhounds. Some of us got work to do, so.
Will the information I'm looking for be in that book?
In terms of hellhounds, it would. I mean, it's a book on the other and stuff dealing with life and death, so definitely binding something that was once dead would be something like that, yes.
Has Isaac taken the book? Or is it just sitting there?
I'm grabbing it.
Yeah,
grab the
I would say
chicken
the book is probably in Isaac's hand at this point.
I am clenching onto that thing.
May I see it?
You can take a glance at it, but I truly do need it, so I just lay it on the table. You can have your look for a second.
Melody's gonna flick through it.
Yeah, as you flick through it, you notice there's a lot of like old Latin phrases in it and everything like that, and then there's a lot of like redactions. Some of the spells on your first glance, they're generalized and don't look complete. And then some of them are. There's a spell for healing minor wounds. That seems to be all intact. There is a spell for the preservation of bodies, and that seems to be fully intact. And then there's some that seem more volatile and dangerous, but don't seem to be all there. There's a spell for, looks to be return life to body, if your Latin is to be completely trusted. But most of it's been scribbled out, rewritten, very vague. And then as you kind of get deeper and deeper into it, you can kind of tell why this tome is kind of considered forbidden. 'Cause there's a lot of like stranger artwork, a lot of dark, heavy lines and notes scribbled in the margin. You're not really sure what it all means. And then you get to, if you look long enough, probably take you about a minute or two, you would get to something that looks to be like called the Binding of Spirits. And details, in general terms anyway, that these spells function would call the spirit and then bind them onto this realm.
Is there a connection between this and ghosts that exist here?
I mean, a ghost that exists here, like a spirit, is just a wandering phantasm, as it were. So you wouldn't have to. You could probably get around having to call it to you, but yeah, you could certainly bind a ghost or spirit that was on this realm already.
But
You
then
could probably do the opposite too.
what, send one away?
Oh yeah, and even that spell, that doesn't that even. You can read, even there's like minor ones that are fully written out about how to make little minor protections and whatnot. How to make wards against spirits. But something of note that seems to kind of step out to you, per se, is that it all there's a lot of talk about will and won't, and the power of the caster's soul. Like any spell, but more so especially with this, to protect yourself against denizens of the other, you would need a very, very strong will.
I kind of go up. You finished? I do have a busy day ahead of me, and lunch doesn't take forever.
I'm going to want to see this book and make some notes.
We'll talk about that later. But I would suggest you find yourself something to eat before lunch ends.
Is that a promise?
I just take the book.
As you take the book, Isaac, you notice that two of the pages are stuck together, and then kind of by taking it from Melody, who's like the book's still open in her hands, they seem to kind of come apart. And conveniently right after the spell about binding or sending away ghosts, it seems to be a diagram of a spirit And the only word you can read is enhance the phantasm. A spell to make ghosts stronger. That's something way out of theory that you've been taught anyway.
Take a mental note.
Do you check the back binding of the book?
Yeah.
You notice that the book has been checked out a few times. The first is by Victoria Swan. The name before that is Yoni. And finally, a bunch of names you've never heard of. But you're sure they must have been past students probably who've gotten to look at this book. However, there is one name that you do see in there. You see the name of Fatima Patel, that you know is currently a professor here. The professor of Other Realm Studies.
And who was the last one to check out the book? Or the most recent person that sort of checked it out and checked it back in?
Victoria Swan.
All right. Then I just kind of begin to walk out the library.
See you soon.
Not looking forward to it.
Go ahead and roll me to shut Melody down.
Also, do I have +1 forward from the last time? Because I think I have +1 forward, and then
Yep, for Melody, yeah, you spend that here too.
Oh, jeez, wait, let's cut. I got 10.
Does this not know how to say like, hey, bye? Always gotta get the last word in. That's how. So yeah, you can choose one for below, no strings attached. Oh well, there's always strings attached, you know. A little bit of monster humor.
I
do hold a string on you, I believe.
Do you? Do you have a string on me?
I believe no.
If so, then...
You want to get rid of it? You want to get rid of that?
Yeah.
String? All right. And Melody, all you can think of is, I'm not sure what the Fey word for it is, but in the mortal world, Isaac is what we know as an asshole. And as and as Isaac leaves, Melody, do you leave right after?
No, I'm gonna look to see if there are other books on Hellhounds while I'm here.
Okay. So that means that Neal and Ivy, you're heading towards the library, correct? So you barely miss Isaac as he's leaving. You don't see him around the corner. And then Neal and Ivy, you walk in and see Melody. Who doesn't seem to be abound with commotion at all.
Isn't I
Melody?
Okay, what Ivy wants to know is, did you see a dead Fae?
Ever?
No, specifically.
Yoni's dead!
Oh, God. That was loud.
Sorry. No, Kaya said that Yoni's been hanged or dead or I don't know, something.
Because one does not connotate the other.
Look,
They don't just die. What?
this is this situation's all wet, but supposedly it's near the Astronomy Tower. That was what we were told, right?
Yes.
She's going.
Yeah, I'll come with you. What's that book? Wait, Melody doesn't have the book anymore, right? What's the book?
No. Isaac has the book.
Books with
Oh,
Isaac.
of course, Isaac has the fucking book. Okay, forget I said that. Let's keep going.
Running to the tower.
All right, the Astronomy Tower. All right. Really quick, what is Arden doing?
So Arden, is terrified, and I think that means that they are going to run inside and sort of not really be paying attention to where they're going, but, maybe pulled to the dean's office or to somewhere where they can run into the rest of the group.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. So we'll say, because the timeline of it is that your actions kind of come before everyone else. But we'll go over what I would consider probably not the more dramatic parts. I'm sure. So you go to the dean's office and you talk to Dean Saeed, who's there, and he's pretty well cut. Like, you kind of you feel that weird kind of chill that you've been getting from him, but when you tell him about the body hanging, because I don't know if you would be able to tell it's Yoni right away. It just is like you see all color kind of drains from his face. Things happen in a whirlwind. They send people up to the Astronomy Tower. This isn't like the half hour before this whole kind of library conversation went down. They are identified as Yoni. The body is hopefully removed, as we'll see. And word gets around quickly as the few students who are still up and about around that area see them carting away Yoni's body. You might even get to see it as it passes by you in the distance. It's not a pretty sight. Has Arden ever seen a dead body before?
No.
This is the first.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the condition. I'm gonna give you the condition traumatized. Because I feel
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I feel like that's
The traumatized club.
yeah, that just happens. You're just like, not only that, and cause it's not like someone who's just gone in their sleep. You can see like his as they're carrying him, his body is just their body is just limp. They're wearing the kind of like old kind of beat up jeans and like warm comfy clothing they were wearing before. Their face is just contorted, not in like in pain or like anger, but rather just surprise as their eyes are opened and hollow. Like no pupils, no nothing. Like all the life has been drained from them per se. And it is just it's a scary notion to see. It's a scary thought to think about. And you can see the cold iron chain is still wrapped around their neck, tightly, at least looped about 4 or 5 different times. The chain has some sort of almost like blue quality to it that you're not sure. Like it looks like it was made specially.
Oh, that's worse.
Definitely not something that could be easily get a hold of. And something else you might pick up. Do you stay around when they bring the body into the dean's office, or do you immediately leave?
I think I'm going to stick around just because I want to be sort of around adults at this.
Yeah, you would definitely like someone would bring you a blanket. they would make sure if you got anything, give you like hot cocoa, especially if it's like a really cold December day. They would tell you if like you feel safe going back to your room and whatnot. And kind of through this, your Wyrm kind of hearing picks up something. Go ahead and roll with me a gaze into the abyss. I want to see how much of this information you get.
Is a 9.
Okay. This is not like your typical gaze into the abyss roll, but it's going to be confusing, the information you get. You get kind of a string of words and string of like phrases. How could this happen? This is bad. Do you know what that means? They'll come for us. Why would anyone do this? Feyborn. This is even worse. Why? And mumbling in one of them. What do you mean? Mumbling again. Special. Special how? Mumbling. And then the last word. Royalty.
Love that.
And kind of like as that conversation is ending, you see Professor Yang and Professor Watson kind of come rushing out the door, both of them. And like they immediately look like two men on a mission. And from there, Professor Rodriguez is looking at you and going like, why don't we take you back to your room? Do you need me to walk you?
No, I can make it myself. What
Are you sure?
What are I'm sure I'm totally fine. What are you going to do about it though?
Well, the school will go into lockdown almost immediately. We'll confine all the students, hopefully, to one room. We'll bring everyone to the gymnasium. Make sure everyone's accounted for. The professors have gone off in order to check the grounds, in order to see if they can find anything.
You'll confine us all into one room? What if it was a student who did it?
Let's not jump to conclusions here. We don't have all the details, we don't know all the facts. Thinking it was a student, God forbid, that way it would... We can't think that way. We need to not lose our heads. I'm a poor choice of wording. We need to be concise about this.
Okay.
Arden. I need you to make sure all the other students are. I know you won't be okay, or the other students might not be okay, but I just need them to not do anything crazy. They just can't be wild right now. This is a highly volatile situation, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, one of us is dead. I'll try not to do anything. I don't know what I would even do.
Just get this nonsense that it was another student out of your head. I don't think that there's anyone in this school with that capability. We'll get to the bottom of this. I swear to you.
Is it supposed to be comforting that someone could sneak into this school that no one can find and kill one of us?
That's why we're getting everyone under our watch. We will all be in the gymnasium with you, and we will make sure nothing goes wrong.
Fine. I'll head out to my room then. And they will leave, but I think that rather than heading to their room, they're gonna go look for Ivy, because she knows that was Ivy's roommate.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us into the current situation right here as Arden. Ooh. Actually, Arden, roll me a 1d6. Before you do that,
Oh no.
choose odds or evens.
Evens.
All right.
That's a 3.
Cool. You do not run into Ivy, Neal, or Melody. In fact, you run into Isaac. And as you both come across one another's threshold, you hear an announcement go off the loudspeaker. All students return to their dormitories. All students return to their dormitories. A mandatory lockdown going into effect.
Are you heading to your dorm then?
Does Isaac know what's going on, or has he just been at this point?
No, you don't know what happened yet, no, because you're just leaving the library. So,
what's going on?
You don't know?
No,
I thought that you knew everything that went on here, Isaac.
Well, when somebody has to take a piss, they don't exactly know everything the minute they're done, so.
Oh, is that where you were? Well, how much is that information worth to you then?
Forget it. I'm just gonna go to my room. You're not worth the headache today. You really aren't.
Sure.
I just walk off to my room, just staring at her.
damn, okay. All right. Well, good old Isaac doing what Isaac does best. And Arden, you just kind of both run across each other. And eventually you catch up with Ivy, Neal, and Melody.
Ivy, did you hear what happened? Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
I should be asking Melody that.
We could just
They're
all
both-
ask each other that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Are you okay?
No.
Melody, you okay?
Arden, how do you know?
I saw them. I was outside and I saw them take the body in.
God.
Crap, Arden, you okay?
No. They brought them to the dean's office. I don't know.
Melody's going to the dean's office.
And then you hear Arden, and specifically only Arden. You hear, yeah, Arden. Yeah, Arden, are you okay?
Oh,
And you look over, and just for a second, you think you see or hear Yoni looking at you. And then you kind of shake it off, and they're gone.
Don't like that. Yeah, Arden's gonna sort of look around wildly and notice no one else reacting.
Okay, not that this isn't all kippy, but we should probably pick a place to go, because we're not supposed to be sitting in the hallway.
I mean, they said eventually they wanted to have us all together, but I don't know if it was someone in the school who did it. Like,
Someone in the school. Your Neal, Ivy, your head goes really quick to Kaya again when she spoke those words. But what if it is Isaac?
if we're sitting in a room all together, they probably want to make sure that we don't know anything. Keep us quiet.
I mean, everyone must. Sorry, everyone must already know by now, right?
Yeah, but they don't know. They don't necessarily know how or why or who did it. Right? No one knows the full lowdown because no one was there when it happened. At least we don't know. They're
Except
not
you,
coming
Arden.
forward.
You know
Melody,
how it happened.
Are you okay? Arden?
Arden's not okay.
I really don't
No,
think I am.
maybe we should sit down and like have a glass of water. Everyone's shaken. And I found something suspicious, but maybe it's just my mind. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm overthinking about this. Do you guys want? I don't want to stay in my room. Yone. Do Fae even turn into ghosts?
All I know is it's really hard to kill one. They have to like choose it. But something about the way Kai was acting doesn't indicate that they did. Or that there was any clue. Yoni didn't seem like the type, you know?
I mean, there were these like chains, like terrible chains. They were glowing. It seems, I mean, if Yoni did it, they would have had to have been planning it, I think. I don't think that that's something that's just lying around this school, although who knows, I guess.
He was tied with chains or was
They were wrapped.
Can
I'm sorry, Ivy.
Screw it. Come with me. And I quickly lead them. I think I know a place in the basement that no one's visited since the place was constructed.
Okay.
Oh, wait, where are you leading us?
Just
Neal?
trust me. I'm not going to screw around. Just trust me. And it is a storeroom. So there's furniture underneath sheets. I think some of it's even burned furniture from the old academy.
Mm-hmm. Just like remnants.
Yep. It's whatever's left, but they didn't want to throw it out just in case. No one ever comes in here. We can't just be sitting in the hallway talking about this kind of thing. Okay. I think that's the point where the image is finally like caught up into his brain, where suddenly Neal's not entirely all there. And I'm gonna type in the word traumatized into my sheet. Someone got hanged. Right. With chains. That's not normal. That's not normal. Faye, not normal.
Neal, do you still hear the fire?
Yeah.
You hear it now. Crackling.
Just stop. Just stop. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Here, I'm okay.
What do I see when I look at Neal? Or glance at him?
It's, I think for one split second, just a split second, you could almost like bet that he was translucent. Like you could see some of the wall behind him, but that's not possible. And he's perfectly solid now.
It's probably my mind. And then I'm gonna just activate Lucky, I guess.
All right. Okay, that's their. That works right there. So yeah, you can take one forward. Do you want to read the move out for the class?
Okay, so Lucky, I guess, means when I remain oblivious to troubling or supernatural occurrences, I take one forward.
How Neal? How dark? Because if it's a place that don't go all too often, like are there any even lights in this room?
There's a lantern.
Are there rats in there?
No, there's no rats in here.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
rats, just mice.
Neil
What?
doesn't see the world based upon how much light there is in it. It's not the view he has anymore.
And I'm guessing... Oh, I'm sorry. Neal?
What do you all want to do?
Calm down. First.
Do you want to trust the teachers to do the investigating while we just sit on the sidelines? And I think
Yeah.
I
Isn't
think-
that supposed to be their job, though, Neal? They said that this is a haven and they were going to keep us safe, but we're not safe.
I think I'm not even looking at Ivy right now. I'm looking intensely at Melody.
Melody's not there. Melody
Oh.
has gone to the dean's office.
Great.
Melody has been on their way to the dean's office since they were told that's where Yoni was.
Wait, where's Melody?
They were with us. They.
She ran to the dean's office. Oh, shit.
Hey, Isaac.
You have to.
What time is it?
Is that just something you're asking me, or is that?
Yeah. What time is it
Oh.
during the day?
We were at lunch, so I think it's about 1, I think.
Yeah.
About 1.
Why is the sky... It's nighttime? As you pass by one of the windows?
Huh.
All students, please return to their dorms. Lockdown in progress.
I just gotta check my phone real quick. Do I have any text messages from anybody?
Nope, but you do notice the time now says about 8:46 p.m. In fact, all your phones read 8:46 p.m.
I just double check. Just I switch the time zones. It's like, okay.
Yep.
Huh. I just send a quick text to Brooke. Brooke, what the fuck is going on?
You send it. Wait a couple minutes. No answer. But you do see... You hear a door shake behind you.
Which is this to any specific class, or is it just a door?
It's a door to the girls' bathroom.
Is anybody else around, or is it just me?
Just seems to be you, Isaac. Just you and you alone. Is that comforting?
Semi.
Do you enjoy being alone?
Is somebody saying that to me, or am I just... Is that just a question from you?
Who knows anymore? It's just a question for me.
I kind of do, but I do miss that one person.
Of course. But you have the means now, don't you? Or less you thought. Or they tore out every page and ripped open every line. Ah, that's a failure if I've ever seen one. But there are ways. You have some context now. How interesting. And then you hear... as the door to the girls' bathroom opens. Isaac. 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 Where are you? It's a sweet voice. A voice that brings so many memories. Isaac, do you know whose voice it is?
Mm-hmm.
Whose is it?
It's Amy's.
Oh, yes. Isaac, where are you?
I kind of rush over.
You rush over to the empty bathroom. And for a minute, you're not in the bathroom. For a minute, you're in the woods. The fresh moss. The conifers around you. These are not the woods of Gehenna Academy. No, these are the woods of home. And you look, and you see her. You see Amy. You see the wound in her stomach. The tree branch that ran her through. Like she was pushed with such great force. Flung from her car. You could smell the gassy, smoldering remains of your vehicle behind you, Isaac. And you can feel warm ichor of some sort of red blood beating from your head. She looks at you, her face contorted in pain, and she yells, "Why did you do this to me? Why did you harm me? Isaac, I loved you."
Can I roll to keep my cool?
Yeah, sure. Why not? That sounds like the perfect,
I got a 6.
Oh, yes. And then Amy does something that you're not sure. She wrenches herself off the impaled branch, leaving chunks of her behind, as her wounded flesh still twitches on the sharp, dagger-like subject of the branch. And she goes over to you, her face still twisted in pain as she starts screaming at you. "You took everything from me!" And she grabs onto your neck, tackling you to the ground. "Why did you do this? Why? I wish you were never born. You bring nothing but pain. Do you realize that? Tell me. You know you killed me, right? Did you kill me?"
Yeah, I did.
And she kinda gets close, almost looking like she's going to kiss you. And then her face changes. It changes into Yoni. "Did you kill me? Did you kill me, Isaac? I know you did.
Fuck.
Did you kill me?" And you can feel his, their gangly fingers kind of growing into your skin almost fusing with you. "Did you kill me, Isaac?"
Yoni, I don't know what kind of fucked up shit you're doing right now, but this isn't fucking funny.
"So you didn't. Excellent." And then you hear giggling and laughing. And then your consciousness returns to you as you're standing in the bathroom. The sound of a door swinging open. But the door behind you still open, hasn't seemed to be changed at all. And you can feel a nosebleed kind of dripping down. And then someone breaks your concentration. Isaac, what are you doing here?
Who says that?
You look behind and you see the familiar kind of pristine clothing. You know, nails perfectly manicured. Hair freshly dyed. You see Yanni. First off, as she kind of looks and notices the girl's bathroom, ew. Second off, don't you know we're in a lockdown?
What did you hear? I get very close.
What do you mean, what did I hear?
What did you hear? Am I fucking stutter?
Jesus Christ. All right, look, I didn't hear anything, all right? I just heard some weird noises coming from here.
You're not bullshitting me, right?
I'm not bullshitting you. Look, we gotta get back to our dorms.
She lied to me.
I'm not lying to you. And she kind of takes your arm. Isaac, we need to stick. People like us need to stick together. The rich kids, the popular kids always die in horror movies.
I'm not rich.
But you're popular. Shut the fuck up and get with the program, okay, hon?
I just shove her off and go towards my room.
Isaac, please. Look, a few of the girls we're hunkering down in my room, and we need someone strong to protect us.
Go get the Ackermans. Wants a fucking Minotaur.
Stop. I need someone that's not just physically. I need someone. Look, Isaac, I'll make it worth your while. Name any price. And like for a second, you hear her come up behind you, and she whispers,
Fine, but I'm not doing that. We'll discuss payment later. I'll come over.
Awesome. See, I knew you could be negotiable.
And just before I leave, can I use my magic or gaze into the abyss and just see if I can read any of her thoughts?
Sure, go ahead and gaze into the abyss. You don't specifically have a move for that to read her thoughts yet.
Okay.
Yet. But I'll let you gaze into the abyss.
I got a 10.
Awesome. Also, remember, if you fail, mark XP.
Yep, did that.
You got a 10, you said?
Yeah, 10.
As you kind of look into it, you... Ooh. You know, Yanni's something else. You heard about her. You know... Apparently she's a demon-blooded, as it were. She's got succubus blood in her. Runs down her entire family. You can tell this is some stuff that she would typically do. You don't necessarily get any super ill intent about it from her. But kind of as you're looking around in your mind, because it's kind of hard for you to manifest your abilities right now. It's powerful, you know. It's you've been through some traumatizing stuff right now. Some thoughts, some memories you really wish you wouldn't go through. What you do notice, I'll give you for that 10, is you notice almost like a shadow projected onto one of the walls. Moves independently of everything else there and disappears down the hallway. Seeing things projected onto a shadow, onto a wall. You remember this from occult studies. It was a type of theater. They called it Phantasmagoria.
Looks at camera.
And yeah, and so you're heading towards Yanni's room?
Yeah, and to reify, she wants me to meet her at a room later.
Oh no, she wants you to meet her at her room like nowish.
Oh, now? Okay, so now
Like-
just go.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah.
And not roll credits, how you. And I think here would be the best place to take a short 5-minute recession. And then we'll get right back into it. Everyone okay with that? Awesome. Well, I'll see you all back in 3 to 5 minutes, everyone. And we'll continue Chapter 2, Phantasmagoria. Bye. Or see you soon. sorry about that. I realized it was playing the intro again. I was like, why did that happen? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Gehenna Academy. As always, I'm your storyteller, Nick Francia. And yeah, let's just get right back into it. As we're going to open the story up this time, leaving poor Isaac, like anyone would ever say that, and going to Melody. Melody, you're heading towards the dean office, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. What is your goal there as you kind of come across and you see like the locked doors and the it seems to have been cleared out of staff because they're all kind of trying to get all the kids together and make sure they're in the dormitories for now.
I'll knock on the door. Anyone? Any response?
You do get a one moment, and then you see about three. You see Dean Said answer the door, and you see about two other people in there with him. You see Astoria Gray, who just kind of gives you a nod, looking at you, and you see specifically. Sorry, I'm looking through here. You see Professor Smith, Dakota Smith, at athletics. Oh, Melody. Yeah, please come. Everything all right? You should be at your dorms.
Where is he?
I don't think you should. You should see. We've already.
Where is he?
And he kind of like thinks for a moment, and then Dean Said looks at you and goes, "It'd mean that much, right?" And then he kind of beckons you inside. As you enter, you've never been you've been in the dean's office once before. It is a large sort of oval office that has been decorated with like many shelves of books, all leather bound, a smell of leather and kind of rich sort of cologne or perfume or incense, you're not sure. Various little like decorations and knickknacks hanging across the wall. Kind of at the end of the room at the back of it, there's just this large mahogany thick wooden desk that sits there properly treated, and kind of sitting on it, laying across it, is this it's almost like what would be like the little like the stretchers that like the ambulances have, and a body that has a cloth over it.
Just gonna go pull the cloth back.
Before you do that, Professor Smith stops you. Dean, are you sure we should be this is not something a child should be seeing?
Don't know how this is gonna go, but can I roll with volatile? Just push him out the way.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna roll to lash out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Seven.
And as you kind of push through, so you get to choose one. They're gonna learn something about your true nature. The MC decides how bad the situation turns out, or you become your darkest self.
Ooh, that's fun.
Very fun.
I'll let you decide how bad the harden turns out.
You go and you actually like scratch Professor Smith, who kind of reels his hand back, and you pull, and your Dean Said go, "That's enough. Everyone must grow up eventually, even if we would not like them to." And he actually comes over and helps you pull he stops you from pulling it below kind of the clavicle. Just probably out of respect for the body, although Yoni is completely still clothed. You see that his neck, it looks like it's been cleared of everything. But there's just searing burn marks all around it. Burn marks you know specifically as only something of your weakness would ever do that. You know that as the mark of cold iron.
Who did this?
We still don't know. But the chain was heavily enchanted. Only someone of high practicing would be able to gather the materials and spells in order to make such a weapon. That's why we're locked down everything and we're now searching the grounds for anything.
Who's searching?
I got my best professors on it. Professor Yang.
And if it's a professor?
And you hear Professor Smith go, "That's preposterous!" And even Astoria Gray kind of joins in. And she looks at you and goes, "Well, you can start doubting our professors now. I think it's ridiculous to think that one of them would want to kill a student. And if that is the case, then we're in much more trouble than we are already. So no, I don't think it's a student. It's a teacher. Nor a student for that matter."
That's a member of the royal family. That's not just a student.
The dean goes, "Yes. As you can understand the predicament here, the situation is highly volatile and we are trying to come up with an answer here. But we need to wait for our investigation to turn up anything. I know this must be shocking for you. Horrible. But you need to trust us."
Why? Why should I trust you?
Because if you don't, then that means that every other student here is in grave, grave danger. I'm sure you've noticed it's already become nighttime.
Yes.
And kind of Professor Gray speaks up. "Yes, it seems like they've already known, have already felt it, what happened. And they've already dispatched their agents. Or should I say executioners.
Who?
Nightmare Fae. And you would specifically know who those are. Nightmare Fae are... If every Fae is born from an ideal or philosophy or element of nature or some sort of principle of nature, the Nightmare Fae are born of the antithesis of it. They are the balance of dark to the light. They're not evil per se, although they are quite monstrous. Generally, whenever something happens of grave, like a grave crime is committed against the Fae, or a deal of such high magnitude is broken, the Nightmare Fae are dispatched. You know that the way that they operate is not through purely physical means. And they have a very, very otherworldly features to them. I don't know if I would say good. They'll tear up this entire academy trying to find what they want. And when they can't find it, if they can't find it, then it's not going to bear well for the rest of the students here.
Good.
How could you have such little... And the dean holds up his hand and silences Professor Smith. Melody. And he just puts his, the sheet back over. Please return to your room. It's not safe for you out here at night. Not anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
She's going to head toward her room, but via Yoni's room.
Alright, so you're gonna stop at
Fine.
Yoni's room.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just play this little scene out really quick before going back to everyone else. So you stop at Yoni's room, and you notice that specifically Ivy isn't there. And the door is kind of like has been left unlocked. Going in, you notice it feels very cold. It feels dull. A lot duller than this world usually is. And trust me, you know a lot about this world being dull. And as you come in, you feel the coldness seep in, almost like, and the room gets darker. Darker. Yet darker. And you hear giggling. But only for a second. Almost like something cold washes over you. But then you're warm again. And you can hear the whispers. Doesn't mean mark. Fake killed own kind. Would have the mark. And the feeling is gone from the room.
I would like to gaze into the abyss.
What are you gazing into the abyss about?
I'm assuming that what I just experienced was a nightmare fae.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, I kind of want to see the world how they see the world.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a gaze into the abyss.
Uh, 6.
Mark experience. This is not going good for anyone today, is it? And now, imagine this. Imagine everything in the world going inverted, where you could only see outlines of people as if they were chalk, crude drawings. And then all you could hear were echoes. You hear echoes and voices sounding about, coming from other worlds maybe. You're not entirely sure. As your mind taps in, trying to see how they feel. It is overwhelming to you. Even as a Fae, you've never been in this situation before. You can feel the darkness kind of creeping around you. Almost like it takes you. And almost like it infects you on a molecular level. This is what being a nightmare Fae is all about. Melody, what is your greatest fear?
locked out of the Fey realm.
Yes, the world's dull. Extremely dull. And it seems to flow. Flowing in one direction like a river. You follow the flow for a second. And you just grow weaker and weaker with every step you take. The color from yourself starts to fade. And you see into the past and into the future as you see students around you walking from the day-to-day class of their lives. You see the Ackerman brothers fighting as they did this morning. You see Neal awkwardly moving past what seems to be Ivy. You see Isaac looking so cheekily everywhere. And you see Arden sitting in the corner smiling. It feels like everything is like tingles up your body. And goddamn, it's terrifying. You try to scream, but you can't. It's muted in the back of your throat. And then you begin to sink into the floor. Your body spreading like pudding, like liquid, like oil. Until all you're left is a face. A face looking outwards into nothing. Into this dull, dull world. And then you wake up. You wake up back in Yoni's room. Still laying on the floor this time. It seems you collapsed. Or though you think it would, if it were not for someone holding you in their arms. Softly shaking you at this point. Melody.
What?
And as your eyes come to, you see a familiar and friendly face. You see Mercutio looking at you. Are you alright? I just found you in here.
Yes?
The door was open, you were collapsed.
Aren't you supposed to be in your room?
And he kind of helps you to your feet. Yeah, I know, and I was, but I was actually looking for you.
You're looking for me?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I know this might be the wrong time, but I figured I was already on my way that I might as well finish. And he kind of holds out a folded up, looks to be a jacket. Looks like a varsity jacket. I said I wanted you to wear one of my numbers. I know this is neither the place nor the time, but and when you wear it, I'm sure everyone will know you're wearing my number, and you'll be safe.
Safe from what?
Well, I have a very specific nose for these type of things, and that particular jacket I can smell from a mile away. I know it probably sounds creepier than it should, but honestly, it's a thing of endearment. I like to think anyway.
Okay.
I mean, but are you okay? You were just passed out in here.
She puts on the jacket. I'm fine.
I guess as fine as you can be. It'd be perfectly all right if you weren't.
Did you kill Yoni?
What? No. I mean, I didn't really know the guy I didn't know them that well, but I would never kill anyone. That's not what I'm. Why would I do that? That's not what I'm here to do.
Okay.
I'm just here to learn in this place. You know, maybe have a little bit of fun while at it. And you know, I mean, everyone knows Yoni was good for a party with that dream grass of his. I just feel. And he kind of leans like against the wall and kind of sinks for a moment. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little sick to my stomach.
She's gonna go take his hand and just stroke it.
I think that would be a roll to turn someone on. So go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus hot.
Yeah. 8.
Awesome. Yeah, they're gonna give you a. Ooh. Well, this is a tough one to choose, actually. All right, he's gonna look at you. What's the emotion on Melody's face right now? What does Melody look like?
Not confused, but that sort of expression, sort of like a like that's that gif, the
Yeah, okay, I got you.
yeah.
He looks at you and goes, you know, do you have a roommate?
No.
So what you're saying is, if I watch you back to your room, you'd be all alone tonight. If you like, I could stay with you. You know, just make sure you're all right for the rest of the night.
I think I'd like that.
Yeah, I think I like that too. And he gets up slowly and kind of you said you put the jacket on? He would kind of get behind you, and if you allowed it, he would slip an arm around your waist and kind of look at you and go, "Well, lead the way."
Okay. And she's gonna lead him to her room.
Awesome. And I think there we'll cut back to Ivy, Neal, and Arden. So how's that conversation in the storeroom going?
Everyone's panicking. Can I roll to keep my cool?
Yeah.
So I don't. Oh God.
Can you keep your cool? Are you able to, Ivy? I don't know.
I think I'll do the same.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10, so.
Arden already rolled to keep their cool, so I think they're already still freaked out. All right, you rolled a 10. Neal, what'd you get?
12.
10
Ooh,
minus
all right.
1.
So on 10 and up,
That's
you're as cool as a cucumber, and you gain insight. You can ask the MC, that's moi, a question about the situation, and take one forward to acting on that information.
What is the best place to search right now for clues as to who did this?
Oh, the Astronomy Tower. Easily. I mean, what better than the scene of the crime?
Great. That's what I wanted to hear.
Ivy?
What's the best path to take to avoid the teachers
Oh.
or being seen when we make our way to the Astronomy Tower?
You could go through the theater department and the theater kind of auditorium. If you go through the practice rooms, the dressing room, and the prop room that are kind of on the underside, you can get to a stairwell or a ladder that'll take you straight up that you can avoid most of the teachers. But you would be... That's a place that almost no one goes to and for a while. Because the theater production really hasn't been going too strong.
I mean, we're all in the class, right? If I remember correctly.
You are, but it's you've done your production for the year, and you've kind of already broken down the stuff. But specifically because you're in theater with Neal and Melody.
So I turn to Neal and go like, so what's the plan?
If we want to keep going down this path, if we want to learn more, there's only one place we can go. The Astronomy Tower.
Arden?
You want to go back to where it happened? What if whoever did it is still there?
Few people return to the scene of the crime this quick. They won't be haunting it.
Arden looks over at Ivy to see how she's reacting.
Ivy just looks conflicted. And hesitant. She doesn't know which way to go. Like, part of her wants to just follow the instruction of the teachers, but at the same time, she's curious. It's Yoni, her roommate. And if she can find something to help figure out the death, then she'll do it. Because he was a friend.
Neither of you did this, right?
I couldn't even if I wanted to. I wouldn't do that to someone.
Yoni has more chances to kill me than me to kill him. I
Trust me, humans can do some pretty awful shit. That wasn't fair.
Yeah. But if I wanted to kill Yoni, I would have done it from the very start. Then why would I kill my own roommate?
They'd be that desperate for a single?
Neal, please.
I make bad jokes, it's how I survive.
Listen, okay. It's either we go back, I go back to my room, or minus Yoni, or we ignore everything and just go straight to the tower.
I don't want to sit alone in a room right now.
What if we stay in a room? Listen, this is kind of like, those horror movies. I love horror anyway. It's kind of like the horror movies. If you stay in your room, you're gonna get murdered next because, killer's just gonna pick off one by one, just
Somehow I don't
it's
think I'm
better
gonna
to
get
just
murdered.
move. And we're already in the
Yeah, I got
dark
it. Okay,
basement.
okay.
This is where
I put two shoulders, like put two shoulders. I put two hands on Ivy's shoulders and like almost like I'm reaching for a hug, but I don't know if she'd consent.
Yeah, I would just go
And
straight
then
for the hug.
immediately like my arms are wrapped around her, and I definitely feel a little cold.
Jeez. Oh, you're so cold.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a move for this going off here. The neighbor, I think that actively spooked. Why don't you read what that move is?
All right. So spooked is when I run into someone's arms. They choose either the one who I like, whose arms I run into, have to choose to either mark an experience for me, or they become their darkest self.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark experience for you. That seems about the right thing to do right now. Take the XP. You deserve it.
So,
Oh no.
off to the Astronomy Tower, are we?
Arden? Arden?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to ask. I just really don't want to be alone right now. And they are fully like glaring at Neal, who went in for this hug when they've been like considering grabbing at Ivy's hand for this entire conversation. But yeah,
You're
let's
playing
go.
the long game. It's all right. The long haul.
Sure, that's what's happening. Okay, how do we get there? We need to avoid the teachers as best we can.
Theater department. Remember how, I always get called out by which professor was that? The gym teacher, because of how late I am all the time.
I mean, that's
Forgot his
literally
name.
every teacher, but Dakota, you're thinking about
I
me
mean,
speaking
yeah, but
personal.
he's always getting on my ass. But yeah, so we can take this this path that I usually take to avoid everybody to get faster there. But it's kind of scary.
I mean,
It goes straight to the Astronomy Tower. We won't meet anybody else.
I feel like that's okay. I feel like I can do that. Arden, can you do that?
I think that anywhere would be scary right now. So
Yeah.
Wait, this place even have flashlights? I'm scared of the dark, so there's this lantern, but
And it's an old lantern. As you kind of, Ivy, as you kind of lift up the lantern, you feel a spider dart, like, dash just briefly across your hand.
Oh my god! No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a bug. I feel like we're good. I feel like we just need this. We're fine. We're okay.
This is fine. This is fine. We're fine. Oh
Right.
my god.
We're tied to the bricks and ready to go.
It's just one of those days.
After you. You really avoid Coach Smith? I mean, he's kind of like a puppy, isn't he?
No. It's like he's like a chihuahua if you call him a puppy.
I agree to disagree, but okay. Okay. Theater department, right?
Yeah. Should we grab somebody or let somebody know that we're heading there, or?
The only person I'd even think to grab is Melody, and I don't know if they want to be around us right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's around them, so.
All right. I kind of don't want to lead the way because I can't see well in the dark.
I can see pretty well in the dark. Arden, you?
Some, but here. And Arden will pull out their cell phone and turn the flashlight on there, and then like wrap a hand around Melody's waist, or not Melody, Ivy's waist, if she's okay with that, as like we'll walk together, it'll be fine.
Are you doing it in like a more romantic way?
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead and roll to turn on Ivy.
Oh no.
Because I feel like there's a difference between the intention of Arden and then attention of Neal earlier.
Yeah, extremely.
Mhm.
The intention is absolutely different. Yeah, that's a 7, but I have -1 hot, so that's a 6.
Uh-oh. Ivy, you weren't sure that Arden was gonna grab you, but as their hand kind of slips around, you think for a second it's another bug.
Oh my god! And I run into Neal.
That's a great hard move. I don't even need to do that. No, we're gonna say that doesn't trigger move this time.
No, but it's like, oh god. You know when somebody gets scared and they just like, oh my god.
Okay. There was no bug. I look at Arden and I kind of mouth the word sorry.
Yeah, fully glaring daggers at you.
Okay. I know where the theater department is. I should know this. Right. Follow me.
Okay.
And kind of as you're all walking toward the Astronomy Tower, what you hear is a scream. Like someone yelling. Like, ah!
Fuck it, run.
Oh my god, I'm running straight.
And we're gonna cut to Isaac. Isaac, you come back to Yanni's room.
Yeah.
And in the room, you see Yanni, Kaya, and Victoria.
So Yanni, Victoria, and who else?
Kaya. And kind of Yanni shuts the door behind y'all. And kind of you see Yanni looking out for a second. And she like double locks the door, bolt locks it. Like that'll do anything. And Victoria's kind of sitting there. Isaac, so happy of you to join us. And she's like attending to her nails.
Victoria, a pleasure as always.
And Kaya just goes, feeling the odd girl out here. And Yanni actually kind of throws her arms around you and kind of like lets her hands, like her fingers kind of dance against your chest. Thank you again, Isaac, for coming to, be on guard duty. I really feel better with you here.
I don't like being lied to. So if you can just get to the point of why you're all in here, I'll be very much appreciated.
I mean, looks like you got me. All right. Hold out your hand. Or hold out your hands, I should say.
Why?
Because I feel like you're the only person that can use these. And like I said, I don't want to die tonight.
I just slowly put out my hands.
I really think I know who the culprit is here. And before you have a kind of time to kind of like think, you see Yanni handcuff you to the bedpost, tightly around it. And all the other two girls kind of get up and like cross their arms. Oh, that was a little bit tougher than I thought it was. Gosh. You are not like the other men, you know that? They would have easily have fallen to like an opportunity for a 1-2, a foursome. And they would have jumped. That would have been so much easier. But you have a lot more restraint. And I have to say, I respect that, Isaac. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, now would you respectfully get this off of me before I disrespectfully lose my shit?
Kaya's the one to speak up now. You already lost your shit when you strangled Yoni to death.
Ah, yes, because I'm a murderer, right? Yeah, I'm able to do that.
I mean, you did have an issue with him from before. You were trying to get Dreamgrass. And You know what I've heard? And Victoria kind of gets closer to you. I heard they did with cold iron. You know who has cold iron that I know of? And she kind of like lifts up the iron cross you have around.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to let go of that before I put it somewhere you're not gonna like.
5. You count down.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I drop it. Fiona goes, Victoria, we don't have time for this. Come on. Look, Isaac, we're going to play a little game. It is, are you the murderer?
Can I just cut to the end and tell you it's not and walk away with my prize?
Well, I mean, Victoria, you're really good at this, aren't you? And Victoria kind of like looks in. Well, yes, I am. So, we'll figure out right away. If you aren't the murderer, we'll let you go, and everything will be hunky-dory. If you are, we're going to offer you up to the Fae so we don't get ourselves killed. And if you resist, I'm going to assume you are the murderer. That sound good?
Not really, but do I have much of a choice?
No, you don't. About that spell of yours, about your hand waving and your incantations. You know what you are, Isaac?
What?
A human. And you know what I do to humans?
Enlighten me.
And she kind of like extends her fangs from her mouth as she opens them. And you can see the kind of vampiric canines appear and sharpen into ungodly like daggers.
You know, I don't think you want to do that. I particularly say I don't have a tasty blood, but it's your diet.
Kaya, stop messing around. He's not meant for food time. You don't get to decide that. You asked me a favor, and I told you what my price was.
Oh, what a lovely investigative group. Do you all walk together? Because it looks like you're doing a splendid job on this investigation. You should open a PI while you're at it.
All right, tough guy. Let me in. And she gets her hand and she grabs you. Her fingers, nails, I should say. Actually, let me double check something before I give this very explicit description. Cool. Okay. You feel her fingernails kind of come to your eyelids and pull them back in order to fully expose your eye, like to keep them open. Hey, Isaac. Why don't you stare deeply into my eye? Victoria says as she looks in her eyes. You can see circles begin to form. Her eyes turning red. And you feel her spell attempt to take hold of you. Can you roll to keep your cool?
I got a... You said keep your cool, right?
Yes.
I got a 12.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll. You can ask me a question about the situation.
Does it seem like the other two were in on it, or does this just seem like Victoria getting...
Oh no, they were
revenge?
definitely in on it. Yeah, I mean, Yanni lured them there, and Kaya definitely for sure. It seems like there was a deal in everything. And kind of you're like sitting there and you're talking, and you can see Victoria begin to invade your thoughts. Isaac, you hear a voice in your head. What did you do to Yanni? Or not, what did you use the Yone? Yoni Yanni. This is gonna get confusing. That's why I had to kill one of them.
I didn't do shit. I simply handed the man a note.
What was the note?
I wanted to meet him at 5:30 along with Kaya.
What were you going to ask them?
I wanted to ask them about occult studies.
Now, are you lying on any of those questions?
I am lying on the last one because I
Okay.
wanted to ask them about a specific place.
Yep.
But it's a lie.
Because you got a 12, you're able to pull the lie out, and she's none the wiser for a second. Good. Now another one. Why do you like that cross so much? Isaac, what's the first image that pops into your head?
Amy, without a doubt.
Oh.
By the lake.
When she died? Or
No, this is just one of our happy moments, just when we're just chilling.
Like an old memory replaying. Well, why don't you ever talk about her, Isaac?
Get the fuck out of my
She's
head before
beautiful.
you get...
She died?
Get the fuck out now before I get mad.
You're a puppy. You're just a sad, lonely puppy.
Can I roll to get volatile?
Yeah,
Or to lash out?
yeah, roll to lash out.
I got a 5.
Mark experience. You try to, what do you try to do? Do you try to punch her or something?
I try to just headbutt her, but yeah.
You try to headbutt her, and her other hand comes up with lightning speed and hooks around your head and applies pressure to it. And you feel like it's a lot of pressure and it hurts. And she kind of forces your head over to expose your neck. He's clean. Now to take my prize. And Kaya's like, yeah, Victoria, no. And then she sinks her long incisors into you. And begins to drink. She can take gulpfuls. Take 2 harm. As she drinks, and she drinks, and she drinks. You have a memory in your head. Not a memory, a thought. You imagine holding Victoria. You imagine both of yourselves lying by the lake. Clothes optional, and all that. As you have sweet thoughts about her, about the adventures you could go on, about the ecstasies you could experience, if you only gave her what she wanted. If you only played the way she wanted. It would be so easy, Isaac. You don't need to be a leader. You could just be a follower. And Victoria could take care of the rest. She finally pulls off you. Her face, her kind of porcelain skin, stained with the crimson red blood. As she takes a handkerchief out and begins to wipe her face, smearing it. Fuck, that tasted good. Ah.
I hoped you drank your full and you fucking enjoyed it. Because that's not going to happen again. And now, I had somebody high up my shit list, but you just took the #1 spot. So when you let me go, make sure you watch behind your back when you're sleeping, when you're in your fucking coffin, when you're sucking somebody else's fucking blood, because I'm coming for you, baby. And this time, I'm gonna finish it. I may not be a murderer, but I think I'm gonna be one soon.
Is that a threat? And she pulls your head out and like kind of puts her nails to your throat. There could not be a next time. I could fucking kill you right now.
Then do it, bitch.
And Yanni's kind of like, Victoria, that's enough. We did this to find out he was the culprit. He's not. You've already taken it too far. You can't kill what's already dead, sweetie.
Ooh, watch
and
me.
She lets go, and Yanni looks at you and goes, I'm gonna free you now. But if you try anything, you're already pretty hurt. We will fuck you up.
Just let me go. Before I do something I really want to regret.
Sure. And she unlocks it. Also, I wasn't lying to you. You went through our little test, and I know Victoria went a little too far, but I always repay my debts. So you name the price, and it'll be done.
Oh, you can count on it, but not today. Another time. And is there anything in this room that I can just like clean? I just grab one of the bed sheets.
Yeah.
And
And you can tell because of she put spit on it, the holes are already clearing up.
Ladies, I bid you sweet dreams. And Victoria, I'll see you fucking later.
For dinner?
Maybe your funeral.
Oh. Maybe yours.
Bye-bye now. And I walk out. With my stuff.
Yeah. And the last thing you hear is, what? Like... and we'll go back. So I guess I'll ask this. What is Melody's intention for the rest of the night? As we kind of wind down.
Probably a fade to black, really.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask. So we kind of cut, and we cut after that whole scene has happened, and we're gonna resolve some moves right now. The first sex move of the entire game. Damn. All right.
Yes.
Read out. What is the phase sex move?
After sex with someone. Oh, hang on. Am I even looking at the right one? No, I'm not looking at the right one. Hang on. When you lie naked with another, you can ask them for a promise. If they refuse, take 2 strings on them.
So I imagine we open up to the scene. It's like we were kind of like discussing before. It's like the blankets and the sheets are just perfectly around each of you, like. And Mercutio is just kind of like laying there, like his arms kind of up, and he's just relaxed, or he's got one arm around you, and he's like, that was different. In a good way, though. It's a good way.
I liked it.
Yeah, you're telling me. This was nice. This was something good in this fucked up moment. I guess, that we're having.
Yeah. Next time, maybe we visit my home.
And
Things feel a bit different there.
And he kind of like rolls over. He's like, "Oh, taking me home already? Well, damn, Melody, I didn't think you were a person of commitment that much, like that fast commitment. Not that I don't appreciate it." Got the shit-eating grin on his face.
It's not commitment. It's if that was different. The Fey realm's different.
And he kind of like lets his fingers dance across like your back. Different's good. I'm in the mood for more different. I don't mean to ask the awkward question here, but am I the first person of this realm you know?
Oh. No.
Oh, okay. I figured maybe not, but I didn't want to. I don't know if it felt different for you because I don't know. I don't know how things work over there. Unfortunately, that's kind of a missing gap in my information. You figure someone like me.
Let's put it this way. You have a sunrise here. In the Fey realm, there's a sunrise, but it has colors you can't see here.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen a sunrise in a very long time. It's not like it is in the movies, though. It's not like I go outside and I get, I start rotting in the sun or I burn up. I feel weaker. That's really it. But maybe a Fey sunrise would be different.
Maybe. Maybe you'd feel stronger.
I'd like to see that sunrise one day. Alright. I know this is something you're not supposed to make lightly, but I promise next time we can go to your world.
Okay. It's a promise.
And kind of he smiles and he starts like tickling you, and I feel like we fade out, we pull the camera back as they're talking, having that conversation, normal pillows talk stuff. And then we come to the Astronomy Tower. Or actually, no, we're gonna stop before. We're actually not gonna even get to the Astronomy Tower just yet, because we're gonna get to the prop room, where something that stopped your eye, specifically Arden, is the mirror. Arden, you know of a place in the prop room. There's this mirror, right? And what does the mirror show?
Nothing here. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere else.
The mirror's gone. Moved from its usual spot.
If I look around just sort of casually, do I notice it anywhere?
No. Seems to be moved from this place. That's a pretty big mirror.
That's weird. Hey, Ivy.
Yes? What is it, Arden?
That mirror that's usually over there, do you know what happened to it?
Do I? Can I roll for that?
We're gonna say you don't know where it is. You're asking if you know what you know that there was a mirror there. You've seen it in passing. You never looked into it. You assumed it was just a prop mirror.
I don't know. Maybe they use it for another production, or they just move it because it's old.
Hey, not every old thing needs
What?
to be moved. I'm kidding.
But it looks so creepy. Every time I pass by that area, I always have to not look at it, because what if I look into it and I don't see a reflection, or my reflection moves and it's gonna be super scary and I'd be freaking out.
Ivy,
Have
you
you
think
not
everything's creepy. Sorry, Arden.
have you not looked into it? You wouldn't see a reflection. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to creep you out even more.
Well, you did. Great job.
And as you're kind of like approaching the Astronomy Tower from there, you begin to hear ruffling and rustling from above in the Astronomy Tower.
I'm having second thoughts about this. I'm scared.
You two stay down here. I'll go ahead and I'll call down if something's off. Okay?
If you don't come down in 5 minutes, we're gonna go look for you, okay?
Don't worry about me. Okay. But I'll be fine.
Okay.
I walk into a place like covered with shadow, and I fly up.
And kind of as you go up there, you see there is another person there who's actually climbing in through one of the windows.
I kind of position myself so that it looks like I've been here the whole time, and when they climb through the window,
You see Hannah.
finally
Holy
catching sight of you here.
Shit!
What?
And Hannah is like all beaten up and bruised.
Shit, Hannah, are you okay?
Yeah, no, this is hey, can we not ever mention this? I'll let him know I snuck out.
Don't let who know.
The school? I mean, who else?
Hannah, if someone's hurting you, you should tell someone.
No. I mean, someone's hurting me, but it's not like I agreed to it. That doesn't sound any better, does it?
No, I mean, in maybe? Do you have safe words?
No, stop. No. Oh my God. No. Look, I'm a werewolf, and we need a certain amount of a bloodshed, not bloodshed, a certain amount of like aggression to put out violence.
You're in a secret underground werewolf fight club?
I mean, take the word werewolf out, and yeah, you got it. I mean,
There's other people in this fight club.
yeah, it's in town. So I go out there after my classes are done for the day, and then I come back at night. And
What was the last thing you heard about what happened at the school?
I don't know. I left her a couple hours ago. It was like
Here. I like pull over a crate and sit Hannah down.
you all right?
No, and you're not going to be in a second either. Yoni's dead.
Oh.
He was hanged. Here.
Oh.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I look like a culprit, don't I?
I mean, the last I heard, we were all supposed to be in our rooms, so.
All right, you gotta help me get back to my room. I don't need them thinking like, look, you saw me just climb in. There's no way I was.
Maybe if you're with the three of us, no one will think otherwise. 1 second.
Sure.
I like lean over and I call out for Ivy and Arden. Things are okay up here. You should probably make your way up.
Arden, can you take point or go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be grabbing the back of his shirt. Just
Close enough. I do not think it's a spider and run to someone else. Yeah, Arden will lead the way up.
And kind of as you all get up there, something begins to happen. You feel the not familiar, you feel an icy darkness kind of start to build all around you as you hear giggling.
I'm gonna gaze into the abyss.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus dark, please.
It's gonna be fine. I'm good at dark, right? Hold up. Let me just double check that. Well, that's a 6.
Mark experience. I love how everyone has every time they've come in contact with this phenomenon, everyone's just failed. And it's so dramatically correct. I love it. You can't do this. Show us the cat. We don't have a cat. I read Triceratops. Does that count? There we go. Yet. So as you try to kind of get a hold of what the hell is going on here, you feel something reach out of the collar of your shirt, like darkness, and grasp onto your face, stopping you from saying anything. As if something is slinking across your whole body.
Oh, fuck.
You are different, aren't you? Very different. And the rest of you feel yourself plummeted into shadows. Neal, you're in a different place. You're in the fairgrounds as you see carnival tents set up all around you.
If I wasn't traumatized before. What the fuck is this?
And then you hear a familiar voice from behind you. Indeed, what the fuck is this? How you doing, Neal? And you see Yoni standing there, hands in their pocket, looking.
You're dead.
I know. Great observation. You were always a smart one, Neal. Yes, you were. You were really smart. Indubitably smart. Now, I have a question. I think you might be able to help me out here. Did you kill me?
Come with me. I grab Yoni's hand and I walk towards the big top. And I wonder if you'd let me change the scenery just a little, Nick?
Sure.
As we walk step by step, the tents around, the big tent in the center are either cinders or taken down. Whatever liveliness is around has been stripped away. And the big tent itself is covered in knife marks and looks like it's been through a fight. And as soon as we walk inside, it's obvious why. Because hanging from the rafters is me, beaten and bloody and bruised. Can't even recognize my face anymore. I would not do that to you. I can't.
We believe you. Yes, we believe you a lot. It'd be weird for you to do this. Strange, even. You wouldn't kill me, would you, Neal? You wouldn't kill Yoni.
You're not him, are you?
No, we're not.
Then what are you?
Can you do me a favor?
Tell me what the favor is first, then I'll answer.
Can we trust you?
What are you trying to do?
We are here as investigators, culprits. We're the hunters. We are hunting the one who killed our prince.
You're Fae.
Yes,
That
What a-
wasn't a question.
different variety. And you see as Yoni begins to split into two of these kind of old, like, black shadows that don't seem to have forms to them. Not that they don't have forms to them, when you look at them, they begin to change and morph around you infinitely.
What are you planning on doing when you find whoever did this?
They'll pay. They'll pay a fate worse than death.
Okay.
We weren't able to find out who it was. So now comes the next part. In a fortnight, we'll be back. And we'll be back with a lot more of us.
And you want me to find out who did this?
Yes. Because I believe you're more empathetic than the others are.
Always was.
If you don't, we'll have no choice but to take everyone.
You know you won't be able to take me, right? At least I don't think so. If I could leave, I would have left.
Find the culprit, and maybe we'll talk.
It's not Ivy, and it's not Melody. I don't think it's Arden either.
It's not Isaac. It's not the one they call Reese. We checked them.
It can't be Samir. They're not like that.
Every
Do you think it's a
person,
teacher?
every person you say it's not. Are you willing to bet the fate of everyone in the school on it?
Yes.
Deliver.
Do you think?
Do we think what?
Is it more likely a student or a teacher?
We think, whoever betrayed our prince would need to have had his trust.
Good place to start as any.
We like you. You walk among our world and theirs. Goodbye, Neal.
I think it takes an extra second after they disappear for Neal to find himself back in the Astronomy Tower. And there is just one moment where he can finally fall to his knees and look at what happened to him and mourn it before he's back.
And for a second while you're mourning, you feel the flames spread across the entire place that this oblivion is. And for a second, you feel, or you think you feel, a familiar warm hand on your shoulder. And then you come back to it. The dark clouds begin to part as moonlight shines through the Astronomy Tower on all of you. The shadows retreat and the coldness goes away. Somewhere inside sighs relief.
Oh. That was fun. Everyone okay?
And I think we'll cut there. We cut on the line, is everyone okay? And I'll go through a little last stinger scenes as we kind of see everyone. We see Melody and Mercutio looking up at the ceiling fan, kind of in like their own little world for a second. As Melody might be the only one to notice that there is grass and mushrooms growing in the corner of her room. Isaac comes across a whimpering Reese. And who just looks at you and goes, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to kill her. Why am I seeing her again? And we pull out. And so ends Chapter 2 of Gehenna Academy. Phantasmagoria. Thank you to everyone for playing. I think from here, I'm just going to let my players plug their stuff. But first, I want to ask, is everyone all right? How's everyone doing? Let's breathe a sigh of relief on the count of 3. 1, 2.
What just happened?
So good.
There are.
Why am I always scared?
All right. Starting with Rina.
Alright.
Give your promos.
Hi guys again. I am Rina playing as Ivy the neighbor. You can catch me on stream at twitch.tv/d_overlord. I also do Vampire the Masquerade games tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST if you guys would like to watch Call of the Abyss. Something big is apparently happening. I am the only person in our coterie and our group who doesn't know what the fuck is happening because I did not read the book. So they're like, oh my god, you're gonna be so surprised. And I'm just like, I hate all of you. But yeah, aside from that, we will be playing a lot of games starting Sunday again. Question mark. I'm trying to get my schedule back into order. But yeah, if you want to check out some of my content, I have a YouTube channel which you can find on my Twitter. That's all.
All right, next.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, my name is Kadir. My pronouns are he, him, and you can catch me online at Werewolf Feels. I do a lot of things. I'm a game designer, writer, consultant, community organizer. Some big things though. We're entering like finale season. So Thursday over on Valdrin's channel, we've got an Expanse game whose finale is literally happening this Thursday, 9 p.m. It's going to be great. There's another finale that I don't necessarily know will be a part of, but I was in a Mass Effect game that is entering its finale on Saturday morning. The reason why I don't know is because my character the last scene was him dying. How fun! There's a couple other things in the way. I'm going to be guesting again on Kahania on Utopia's channel, and I'm joining the Roll for Solidarity series of panels that's going to be happening next week. I'm super excited for both of those things, but the big thing right now is that I'm in a Kickstarter for a Monsterhearts book of settings. Thank you. You can find all information on that on my Twitter, but I am writing a brand new setting for Monsterhearts. It's going to be a small one called Dear Heart. If you like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and also Riverdale and also just want to run away from hunters all the time, I got you.
That's Brave New Worlds, right?
Yeah. Brave New Worlds.
Awesome. Definitely donate to their Kickstarter if you can. Every bit helps. I believe you're in your like almost like the final stretch. You're almost completely funded. So if we can, everyone from Gehenna that's watching right now, just donate a little bit and let's push them to the end. It'd be great. It'd be a great way to close out episode 2.
Yeah. It would mean a lot.
Hi, I am Shauntelle B. You can find me on Twitter at Shauntelle B. I have been Melody, the currently somewhat satisfied Fae. That's now it. I will probably be writing about this episode over on my site, which is wordswithcolor.com. Can't guarantee necessarily it'll be safe for work, just because of situations, but there it will be. You can find me this week on Lost Worlds Archive, playing Open Legend at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We play a game called Unlawful Disorder, which is a high fantasy mid-magic, and we just found out that time changing might have been involved, which is a whole new thing for all of us. I sometimes run my own Monsterhearts game, which you could find over at NE_actor. This week we will not be playing, but we will be back at some point. And I am one of the narrative writers or the culture writers for explorative sci-fantasy game Omens Rising, which is just in playtest at the moment, which you can catch on Wandering DM at 8 p.m. I believe on Saturday. And there will be an upcoming playtest in June that I am currently prepping for, because I get to play in that playtest, which will be over on Nerdsmith's channel. So keep your eyes open for that.
Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa at A Disaster Queer on Twitter. I played Arden, the terrified and traumatized Wyrm. The only sort of other thing I have going on right now is that some folks and I are starting, in the very early stages of starting, a all BIMPOC anthology pod of actual play games. So follow us on Twitter at Seasoned Stories. The idea is called Well-Seasoned Stories, starting with Monster of the Week from non-Euro sort of stories.
Hi everybody, it's Chris Colón and I was playing Isaac. I have stuff that I can't talk about because of NDAs, and that's all great stuff. So if anything, you can follow me at VO_Colón, that's COLON. And I'm there, my demo's there if you ever want to work with me on that. That's fantastic stuff, and you can follow me there for any updates on my work.
Amazing. First, everyone give it up for episode 2 and a round of applause for our amazing cast. I know we can't hear you clapping, but I'm hoping you are. Seriously, this cast has been one of the best well put together groups I've ever had for Monsterhearts. The last 2 sessions have had me hellbound. Literally, it's just been such a great time, and I cannot wait for next week. My name was Nick Francia. You can find me at Nobleman Nick. I was the storyteller today / Master of Ceremonies, MC. I love Monsterhearts. It's been one of my favorite games the past 5 years, and I've always enjoyed it thoroughly. Other stuff coming up for Gehenna. On Fridays, you can check out Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages. We just had our first episode as well last week, and they will be doing episode 2. The great cast, great costumes, great stories. If you want Vampire and want to take it back to a more simpler and deadlier time, V5 Dark Age is the way to go. On Wednesday, we're going to be going our Kult round table, where we will be talking to Jacqueline Brick, one of the writers from Helmgast, for Kult, and we're going to be getting, her thoughts on Kult and everything about the lore. Jax is a longtime friend of Gehenna Gaming, and as well to me. I love seeing her in interviews, and I loved interviewing her when I went back on the deep dive. So if you're watching this, Jax, much love to you. I love you. And then on Thursday, we'll be continuing episode 2 of Midnight World of the 5-part miniseries. That's great. That's ran by the creator of Midnight World themselves, James Davey, and has got an awesome cast that you should totally watch all the time. And if you have been not kind of fulfilled with your vampires, on Saturday we're going to be running our 2 special one-shot special known as Legend of the Scarlet Coffin. We did the Anarchs last Saturday, and now we're doing the Camarille's point of view of the same tale. So you should definitely check that out. That's going to be awesome as well. And then Sunday we'll be back with Warhammer Fantasy. And then Monday, more Gehenna Academy, which is why you're here, people. Let's be honest. Because this show is fucking awesome. Okay, I'm just tooting my own horn at this point. Yeah, that's really, other than this show, that's all you can find me on for the most part, is I'll be producing some of these shows. But being on stream, I'm going to be on Gehenna Academy, though. I love this show, and I love all y'all that we played with, and this is great. And you know what? I'm also going to drop the Spotify link for the playlist. We have a lot of amazing, talented people. I reached out to a lot of BIPOC creators in order to get their music put on this stream and featured. Your music today, and it's still growing the list, was provided by the Phasing Octopus, who provided that really good track that we heard when Melody was gazing into the Fae. Isaac Schutz, who did a lot of the scary stuff they were hearing, as well as his their track Dead Boy and Haunted. Sarah 9, who did the tracks with all the acoustic guitar that was lovely and made those more dramatic moments. Gabrielle Pusinelli, who did a lot of our kind of night themes as well. And then finally, hopefully I am saying this right, it's either an I or an L, I think it's an L, is Lane, who's doing all this funky hip-hop inspired jazz music that you've been hearing for the last couple minutes. Amazing, all of them, great artists, and you should totally go check them out. And yeah, that's it from me. This was Gehenna Gaming. Horror lives here. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye, everyone.